boys and girls, and welcome to the Bayou Country Children's Museum. We're so excited you're here today. My name is Coco. It's short for cocoa tree, which is Cajun French for alligator. I'm an alligator from the beautiful Louisiana bayous. A bayou is a body of water like this that you're seeing right now on your screen, where you'll find all kinds of Louisiana wildlife, like me. You're going to have the best time ever. Our museum has so many fun and exciting things for you to see and do. And when you're walking all around the museum, you're going to be following our own bayou that we call the Blue Bayou. Our Blue Bayou is on the floor. It's sort of like a path that's going to take you to all of the fun and exciting places called exhibits, where you will not just have fun, but learn all kinds of important fun facts about what makes Louisiana such a great place to live.
Yay!
Today, you'll be able to watch fun videos, climb a gigantic sugarcane harvester, step into bubbles, fish off an oil rig, slide down a really cool slide, do some shopping at the market, navigate an offshore supply boat, and that's just the beginning. We want you to have so much fun today, but you can't have fun unless you're, who can guess this?
Unless you're safe?
That's right, unless you're safe. Your safety is the number one most important thing to us here at Bayou Country Children's Museum, because you can't have fun unless you're
Safe!
So what does being safe mean?
No running?
That's right, no running. And why is it important not to run while you're here at the museum?
Because you could slip and fall?
That's right. What else could happen if you run?
You can hurt someone and run into them?
Great, that's correct. No jumping and no pushing are also big no-nos. So what are the three big no-nos we don't want to do at the museum?
No running, no jumping, and no pushing others.
That's right, very good. And always watch for toddlers and small children. We are also open to the public, and there may be small children in the museum while you're here. So please be careful and courteous. Now, what about screaming and yelling? Is that a good thing to do inside the Children's Museum?
No.
That's right. When you're inside the museum, you can laugh and play. But we like to ask you to use your inside voice. Who knows what an inside voice is?
That means you speak like this instead of like this.
Excellent. Another right answer. And remember, if you see a friend who's doing something that isn't safe, what should you do?
Use my magic finger and say, no, no, no. We need to be safe. Or tell a chaperone.
That's right, a chaperone. That's a big fancy word for an adult. Or you can always tell one of our friendly museum staff members that you will see in one of these blue aprons. They can answer any questions you have, whether it's about one of our exhibits or if you have any kinds of questions about how to stay
safe,
or if you need to let them know that you're seeing another child not being
Safe.
And speaking of staying safe, you're going to also get to go to Safetyville with a real deputy. A deputy works for the sheriff and spends their life working to protect our community and keep us all safe. And inside of Safetyville, you'll hear a really cool presentation on all kinds of things like fire safety and weather safety, dog bite safety, and more. Another important rule to follow while you're at the museum: always stay with your group and your chaperone. And remember, never to leave the museum unless your chaperone tells you it's time to go. Just in case anyone needs to use the restrooms, we want to show you where these are. You'll find the restrooms right outside the door, across from the ticket desk. Also, there are 3 emergency exits here in the Children's Museum in the gallery. That means if something unexpected happens, and the museum staff members or your chaperones tell you it's time to leave, you may be instructed to leave through one of these doors. But your chaperone or museum staff members will tell you exactly where to go to keep you
Safe.
Great job. Just remember to follow the rules. No running, no jumping, no pushing. Just follow your chaperones or museum staff members' instructions. So what are some other ways we can make sure that you have fun but stay safe?
don't climb on things when it says no climbing?
That's right. There are lots of things at the museum where you climb up and can walk on, like the alligator steps in front of the Miss Clotilde boat. And you can even climb into the Miss Clotilde shrimping boat, which is so much fun. And when you get on the boat, you're going to find things like shrimp and crabs, because that's what our Louisiana fishermen love to catch when they're out fishing, to bring us our fresh Louisiana seafood we all love to eat for dinner. How many of you love eating seafood?
Me. I love seafood.
So you get to see some of the shrimp and crabs the fishermen catch. But guess what? We want you to be safe so you can play with the shrimp and the crabs, but we don't want you to throw them off the boat because they're not real. They're actually made of wood. And if you throw them off the boat,
It would not be safe.
right, because we wouldn't want you to hit anyone on the head, because that could hurt.
That's right, Coco.
And that would also mean the other children who come to see the shrimp and crabs wouldn't have anything to see when they climb into the boat. You wouldn't like that if that happened to you, right?
Right.
But guess what? We do have a very special exhibit at the museum where you can toss things. And that's at the Mardi Gras display, where we want you to toss beads to the moms and dads and children watching the Mardi Gras parade. How many of you have been to a Mardi Gras parade in Louisiana?
Me.
What do you say when you want the person on the float to throw you a bead or a trinket?
Throw me something, mister.
That's right. So when you get to the Mardi Gras display, that's where it's safe to toss the beads at the parade goers. But remember, only toss the beads there and not at other kids in your group, because that could hurt someone, and it wouldn't be
Safe.
Another exhibit you're going to love here at the museum is an offshore oil rig. We have lots of these in the Gulf of Mexico. That big body of water south of Louisiana. You'll get to actually climb on an oil rig here and go fishing off the rig. It's very important to remember 3 things on the oil rig. Be careful when casting your line to go fishing so it doesn't hurt anyone down below. Be careful to hold it well. No throwing fish off the deck. And please make sure to slide the fish back in the blue water area when you're finished. You'll see what I'm talking about once you get up on the rig, because that's being courteous to the next group of children who come to the exhibit. And it's also being
Safe.
also. Can anyone tell me what the golden rule is?
Do to others as you would want them to do to you.
Very good. Y'all are so smart. So when you're doing the puppet show or putting on costumes at the performance stage, and by the way, we have superhero costumes, princess costumes, all kinds of fun costumes for you, make sure to be a good friend and be courteous by hanging up the costumes when you're done. And please do not bring them to other areas of the museum. They should stay in the dress-up area. And please put all the props and fun things you use back in their place so the next group can
Have as much fun as we did and not have to look for costumes or props all over the floor.
That's right. And we also want to make sure you leave everything the way you found it. So we don't want to step on the costumes or do anything to hurt the costumes or toys, because
That means the next group of children coming to play will have dirty costumes or toys that don't work anymore.
very good. And children, you're also going to love one of our exhibits called the Estuary. It's so much fun. You can put your head inside a clear dome. You can also learn all about different birds and wildlife and have so much fun with so many things at the estuary. But it's very important not to climb on the top of the estuary. So you can go inside the really neat clear dome you see there. But just don't.
Climb on top of the estuary because it wouldn't be safe.
Great. A few other important reminders while you're having a great time at the museum. When you're going down the slide, never climb up the slide, because what could happen?
You can run into another boy or girl coming down the slide and get hurt.
Excellent. What about this great exhibit? The big, huge screen machine at Sugarcane Alley. It's called a sugarcane harvester. That's what used to cut the sugarcane and bring us that delicious Louisiana sugar we love to eat. Well, this exhibit is a place where you can climb up and down and drive the sugarcane harvester. watch a really cool video, and pretend you're driving the harvester and cutting the cane. But guess what? When you're climbing up, some children may be climbing down. So what is it really, really important to do?
Make sure you watch for other children coming up and down because you can step on their fingers or hurt them by accident if you're not being careful.
Yes, I know after seeing everything we've shown you so far, you're ready to go and see all of these fun and exciting things for yourself, right?
We're ready!
Well, it's almost time. Just a few more quick notes and very important reminders. One of our most popular exhibits is a market. How many of you have shopped at a market with your family?
Yay! Me.
Today, y'all all get to go grocery shopping all on your own. We have some pretend food, some grocery carts, and even a scanner where you can check out all your groceries. But Coco has a favor to ask you. Can you all count to 5 for me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The reason I ask you to count to 5 is because that's how many items you're allowed to check out with at the scanner. It is important that everyone has a turn at the checkout counter. So please make sure you only put 5 things in your buggy. How many?
5.
And when you finish checking out, we ask that you put all your items back on the shelf where you found them. That way, the group of children who come after you will have
Food to put in their basket?
That's right. And that's called being what?
Nice.
Courteous? Friendly?
Y'all all correct. And next to the market is a restaurant. How many of you love to eat at a good restaurant for a special occasion?
Yay!
Well, you love our restaurant here at the museum. You can pretend to cook and serve meals in our restaurant. We just ask that you don't bring the food from the market, because then the children shopping at the market
Won't have any food to shop with?
That's correct. Keep the food from the restaurant in the restaurant and the food from the market in the market. That's because the market foods has barcodes for the checkout counter and the restaurant food does not. Also, children, remember there are some places where you can climb on and some places where it wouldn't be safe to climb on. All of those places have signs that say, please don't climb. So if you see one of these signs, please follow the rules. And for our younger guests, if there's something you can't read or if you have any questions, you can always ask your chaperone. Remember, that's the big word that means an adult. Or
one of the nice museum staff members in the blue aprons.
Very good. They love helping the children visiting the museum and are excited to answer any questions you have to make your Bayou Country Children's Museum experience the best ever. Today you'll also get to be a pirate at the Jean Lafitte Pirate Dig. You get to go to dig for pirate treasures, but just try to keep the dirt in the pirate dig so the other children behind you will be able to dig for pirate treasures too. And finally, most of what you're going to see and do today will be inside, but we do have a very exciting exhibit for you outside, called an offshore supply vessel that brings supplies to the big oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico south of Louisiana. You'll get to go inside and actually operate the vessel, see a really cool video, and get on the radio and talk with your crewmates, and a whole lot more. But when you're at the offshore supply vessel exhibit outside, it's important that you and your group are
Safe!
Excellent. So please, no running around the vessel. Please make sure you follow the rules on the posted signs and don't climb up the deck outside of the vessel, even if you think it might be a fun picture to take, because
it wouldn't be safe.
That's right. Another quick reminder, this is especially for the chaperones and the adults. We do have great programs and camps, and we have special party rooms for birthday parties and meeting rooms. Our gift shop has great birthday gifts, and the sales help us offer discounted group rates to groups like you. So who's ready to start at the beginning of the Blue Bayou and have the best time ever?
We're ready!
And are we going to run or walk down our Blue Bayou?
Walk, never run. No pushing and no jumping. Use our inside voice and put everything back like we found it. And ask our museum guide or our chaperone if we have any questions while we're here at the museum. And in case of an emergency, stay with your group and listen for instructions.
That's an A-plus answer. Have a great time, children and chaperones. Adult supervision is needed to monitor and maintain the good behavior of your students and to help facilitate their learning. Please stay with the children at all times. Get involved. Put your hands on the exhibit to see how they work. Watching you play with an exhibit often encourages children to do the same. Encourage the students to put their items back when they are finished and before they move to another area. To help keep focused on the children, please refrain from using technology devices while at the museum, like cell phones or handheld music players. Oh, and I forgot to cover this rule. Remember, no food, drinks, or gum in the museum. Only outside or in the party rooms for lunch. Children, remember, if you get lost, please find a chaperone or adult, or follow the Blue Bayou back to the ticket desk and ask for help. If anyone misplaces anything in the museum while you are here, our lost and found area is at the front desk. You will soon be escorted into the museum by a staff member in smaller groups to avoid too many people in one place at the same time. We ask that you rotate in groups so that everyone is not at the same exhibit at the same time. This helps eliminate the long lines. This also gives you more time to have fun and learn at each exhibit. Please follow the instructions of our staff members. They will also inform teachers and chaperones on your Safetyville schedule so that everyone gets a scheduled time for this exhibit. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for visiting us today. We're so glad you're here. Please refer all your friends and family, and please, y'all come back again, okay? Oh, and one more thing. Thanks to Entergy for making this video possible. We love you, Entergy.